Trying to work that near sideline with Selwood and Rubio. And a tough collision at midfield. And a foul will be called finally. As a pushing and shoving, and Donnelly's gets decked. Gomez trying to stand up for his player, and Donnelly's just getting knocked from behind. Stan DeVries got fouled initially, but the Pirates didn't take to that too kindly.
No, it was a rough foul to start that. And again, we just saw Seton Hall Pirate defenders coming in to defend that, as he gets taken down from behind. A very harsh tackle. Didn't even look like he tried to go for the ball. That tackle, that was Okoro. And there's just Donnelly's backing him up. That was just a big scrum at midfield.
So a VAR will be called to see who gets which punishment. And as we mentioned at the top of the program, the Pirates and the Bulldogs not necessarily known for playing dirty physical soccer, but just a tough instance there. Okoro on the foul for the Bulldogs, and DeVries still down. Probably just catching his breath at this point. But he did get those heels clipped, and that's never a good feeling.
Yeah, DeVries did not see that tackle coming in from behind him. Again, taken down near the heels. But you can tell immediately following that tackle, even the fans felt the physicality of that tackle as they kind of had a gasp throughout, and then just fellow Pirates coming in to defend their teammate in DeVries, and Donnelly's came in immediately, who he then got shoved right after. So then following behind Donnelly's, then came Augustine Resch. So a big little scrum, we'll say, came at midfield following that foul.
So DeVries getting checked out now. Still sitting around midfield as the players catching their breath. 7 minutes and 11 seconds to play in South Orange. The Pirates still hold the edge 2-1. And situations like this are always difficult because you don't know what's just pushing and shoving, and you don't know what actually constitutes a card. But it's going to be, at least from my vantage point, the only players that might deserve a card are Gomez and Donnelly's, who initially started it.
Yeah, and especially at this point late in the game, it's just showing the emotion of Butler. Butler, they were down 2-0. They were able to get that goal from Gomez, bring them back into this one. So they're just trying to play physical to regain possession, get it back in their feet, and just try to tie this game up. So they have to play a little faster. They have to play a little bit more physical if they want to get tied up with the Seton Hall Pirates. So that's what we're seeing so far, is that emotion and that physicality. Just a little bit too much there on that tackle from Okoro. As we're still awaiting the final decision from the referees. They're looking it over and they're discussing at the replay. But again, this is just Butler trying to get back in this game just a little bit too much from Okoro.
And even Okoro might get carded on the initial foul. He didn't even get any ball when he sent DeVries to the turf. So they might also upgrade that foul call. But it looks like DeVries is up and walking around, so that's a good sign if you're a Pirates fan.
And he's just talking over there with Gomez. Gomez was the one who actually came in following Donnelly's. And then you then saw Augustine Resch come in defending Donnelly's. But again, it does look like DeVries is up and he's all good to get this game underway. But the referees are still trying to discuss who will get the call here. Because if we're being honest, someone's going to get a card here. Whether it's one from Butler, one from Seton Hall, or one from both. It was a bit of a battle at midfield. They're just deciding who, following that scrum, is worthy of getting a yellow card.
They also have to be careful if any players from the benches accidentally stepped on the pitch during the scrum, trying to get in the action. But it looks like they'll have some words and some cards of a multitude of colors.
Looks like maybe in the hands of one of the referees, a red card might be getting called here, as he is holding one in his left hand. The question is just who is it going to?
John Kennedy, the main official for this afternoon. Looking to make a call. He's talking to Coach Lindbergh right now. So the red will be going on Jose Mir Gomez, who initiated the scrum, as well as Augustine Resch. So both teams down a man in this last 7 minutes and 11 seconds.
So what we thought was going to go on the two players on the initial tackle, the cards go to the players that came in following that tackle. Donnelly's came in to defend DeVries, but it was then right after that where we saw Gomez and Resch make their way into this battle, and that results in red cards being given to both of them. So again, as you said, they will be down one player each. But looking back at that tackle, Okoro just not getting much of the ball, which then leads to Donnelly's coming in right behind him, and you're going to then see Gomez running in to the middle of the field.
It's almost like they always say they don't get the initial, but they'll always see the reaction. So Gomez and Resch, both the reactionaries in this sense. So on top of missing this game, Augustine Resch is going to miss next week against Georgetown in D.C., which is a massive blow to Seton Hall if you're a Pirates fan, facing another top 25 team in the country without your cornerstone center back.
As a hard loss to lose a guy like Resch. Again, something we've mentioned a lot throughout this broadcast is his stature in that back line, and especially even in the attacking third, he's able to create opportunities. But without one of your leading players, it's definitely going to take a bit of a hit on your team. But you still got guys, Gusky and Cedarburg, able to maintain and hold